Welcome to Mr. Judge channel. Today, we delve into the chilling story of one of America's most notorious serial killers, John Wayne Gacy, also known as the Killer Clown. Stick around as we uncover the dark and twisted life of this infamous criminal. John Wayne Gacy was born on March 17, 1942, in Chicago, Illinois. Raised in a middle-class family, Gacy had a tumultuous childhood, marred by a difficult relationship with his alcoholic father. Gacy's father was known to be abusive, often belittling John and calling him names. This troubled upbringing set the stage for the dark path Gacy would eventually take. Despite his rough childhood, Gacy managed to lead a seemingly normal life in his early adulthood. He married and had 2 children, working as a contractor and active community member. But behind this facade, Gacy harbored dark secrets. In 1968, Gacy was convicted of sexually assaulting 2 teenage boys and was sentenced to 10 years in prison. Surprisingly, he was released on parole after just 18 months for good behavior. After his release, Gacy returned to Chicago, where he continued his life as a respected businessman and community leader. In addition to his career as a successful contractor, John Wayne Gacy led a disturbing double life. Known in his community as an active and sociable individual, Gacy often performed at children's parties, hospitals, and charitable events dressed as a clown. He created 2 characters for these occasions, Pogo the Clown and Patches the Clown. Gacy's involvement in the local clown community added a deeply unsettling layer to his crimes. Wearing the colorful costume and painted smile of a clown, he entertained children and families, seemingly embodying joy and innocence. However, behind the mask, Gacy concealed his monstrous nature. The image of Gacy as a clown became one of the most chilling aspects of his story. The persona of Pogo the Clown allowed him to gain the trust of those around him, masking his sinister intentions. This duality, of a clown, a symbol of joy, hiding a predatory killer, captured the public's morbid fascination and horror. Gacy's role as Pogo the Clown has since become a haunting icon in true crime history, illustrating how appearances can be deceiving and how evil can lurk behind the most unexpected faces.
The clowning was relaxation for me. I enjoyed entertaining kids. Like some people are, they unwind in different ways, either by going out drinking or that. I could put on clown makeup and I was relaxed. And I enjoyed doing it. It was only twice a month that I did it.
Yeah, this was not used then for a lure to draw kids to you
No, we would visit different hospitals and entertain the children there. And we didn't entertain them with handcuffs or anything like that. All we used was balloon animals and small toys and stuff like that. But we also did parades. And in the summertime, like on 4th of July, I used to be in 4 parades in one day. I've always told people when I got into clown makeup, I regressed into childhood. It was fun being a clown because you could be yourself or just let yourself go and act a fool. You could be slapstick and funny and have a good time. That's why I always enjoyed clowning. Clowning has taken a bad name because of what they've used in my case.
Despite his dark tendencies, John Wayne Gacy managed to lead a seemingly normal life on the surface. After his release from prison in 1970, he remarried. In 1972, he tied the knot with Carol Hoff, a divorcee with 2 young daughters from a previous marriage. Carol Hoff was a family friend who had known Gacy for years before they married. At the time, Gacy presented himself as a successful businessman and a loving father figure. Carol and her daughters moved into Gacy's home in Norwood Park, a Chicago suburb, where he appeared to be a doting husband and stepfather. However, life with Gacy was far from idyllic. Carol later reported that Gacy's behavior became increasingly erratic and that their marriage was marred by frequent arguments. She also noticed a strange odor coming from the crawl space of their house, a smell that Gacy blamed on plumbing issues. In 1976, after 4 years of marriage, Carol Hoff filed for divorce. She cited Gacy's unpredictable behavior and their deteriorating relationship as reasons for the separation. By this time, Gacy had already begun his murderous spree, but Carol had no idea of the horrors that were occurring just beneath their feet. Carol's departure from Gacy's life marked the end of his facade of normalcy. With his marriage over, Gacy's descent into darkness accelerated, leading to the eventual discovery of his gruesome crimes. But in the darkness of his home, he was committing unspeakable acts. Gacy's method of operation was chilling. He would lure young men and boys to his home, often under the guise of offering them work. Once there, he would overpower them, torture them, and eventually kill them. Gacy's victims ranged in age from 14 to 21. The breakthrough in the case came when Robert Piest, a 15-year-old boy, went missing in December 1978. Piest was last seen with Gacy, which led the police to investigate him further. As the investigation deepened, police obtained a search warrant for Gacy's home. What they discovered was beyond horrifying. The bodies of 29 young men were found buried in the crawl space of his house. Gacy was arrested and charged with multiple counts of murder. His trial began in February 1980, and the details that emerged were gruesome. The jury took less than 2 hours to find him guilty.
I have a lot of things that I've forgotten that I can't remember. For instance, I can go back to my childhood and stuff, and I still remember that. But yet, I can go into the 70s, and there are a lot of things I can't remember. The same thing with the victims. I've looked at all of. I don't know if you notice here, we got pictures of every one of the victims here, and believe it or not, for the last 12 years, I've studied these photos of the victims, and there is no. We have a shot of all of the victims together here. And when you look over at the photos, I have no recollection of any of them. Never met them. And we've gone over this more than once. They're just names and faces. And when you look at them, the thing of it is, we took it a step further. We went into their backgrounds. I wanted to know where they were at, what schools they attended, who they hung out with, and what kind of activities they were into. And that's what we dug up on each one of the victims. But still, there is no association. None of them never worked for me. None of them, they never went to any places that I ever hung around, because I didn't hang around that many places unless you were involved in politics or if you were involved in clowning, then I might have ran into you.
Gacy was sentenced to death for his crimes. While on death row, he spent his time painting and giving interviews, showing no remorse for his actions. On May 10, 1994, Gacy was executed by lethal injection. John Wayne Gacy's heinous acts left an indelible mark on American history. His case led to changes in how missing person cases are handled and raised awareness about the dangers lurking in seemingly ordinary places. Gacy's story serves as a grim reminder of the evil that can hide behind a mask of normalcy. His life and crimes continue to be studied by criminologists and serve as a warning to remain vigilant. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the life of John Wayne Gacy. If you found this video informative, please like, share, and subscribe to MrJudge channel for more deep dives into the world's most infamous criminals. Until next time, stay safe and take care of each other.